Hello, welcome to my clinic. I'm just going to demonstrate the trial frame and a few trial lenses. Also, I've got a few twizzle sticks as well to show you. Thank you. So we're starting off. What we'll notice is they are glass lenses and they've got a metal rim. These are called full aperture lenses. So it's the full diameter of the lens is the lens. You can get some small aperture lenses. This one is still a full aperture, but it's a lot smaller. Whereas this one is a small aperture lens. You can see the difference quite clearly. Of course, when we're testing somebody's sight, we only need the center of the lens to get what's going on, to get the prescription. So here we have a -0.25, this one and that one. So we've now got -0.75s, sorry, -0.50 and -0.75. You can hear that they're glass. You can see how they work. They would slot into the trial frame. And you'll notice that there's a slot for them. So they do go up to a much bigger prescription. So I've got a -20 and a -18 here. You can hear there's much more density in the glass. And you can see how everything is minified through these lenses. Going on to the sills, you don't need as high a sill. But what you'll notice is there's an engraving on the lens. Just a line. That's actually the axis at 90 and at 180. As I twist these, looking at the red-green image on the chart, you can actually see how it changes, it swivels. That's because the axis is in, the prescription is at its maximum in one direction. So I've actually got a -6 and a -550 sill here. There's some cards on the floor there. You can see them moving about. Now we're going to some plus lenses. And again, I'm going to start with a +12. Sorry, +0.25 and +0.50. Now you'll see they're in a different casing. And straight away, although these lenses are exactly the same size, the 0.50 looks slightly bigger than the 0.25. Put them together, you can see they're exactly the same size, but when you do that, they do look different. So there isn't much magnification on these. But when I come onto the bigger lenses, to the bigger powers, I've got a +20 and a +18 here. and you can see how much that increases the power. So talking about magnification, you'll find it's almost impossible to bring this into focus. You can see you can't get all of that plus and all of that red and green in there at all. You get it as an upside down reflection at the bottom. Now we'll come on to the big sills. Got a +6 and a +550. And although it's not in focus, you can see how it moves about, and you can actually see the engraving much clearer on these because of everything being magnified. Now we're coming on to some of the specialist lenses here. So these are prisms. Now with the prism, you'll see it changes the direction. This is quite a large prism. You can see how as I twist this around, the item moves with it. So that it's not actually on the page now. This one is actually a 10 prism diopter. I'll go on to a much smaller prism. This one is 2 prisms. So again, so move this. You can see it moving, but in a much smaller amount. Now we come on to some specialist lenses. So we've got the red, this is an occluder, so you won't see anything past that at all. That's so that you can test each eye individually. This is just a blank lens. So if somebody's trying to fool you on the system, you can stop them. You can find out. And now this one is called a C.HeapASMR lens. It's a frosted lens, and you can see that you can hardly see anything through it. You'd put the closest sphere into the lens and frost it. Now this is called the pinhole. And this is designed when it's right up by your eye, that you can actually see through the pinhole and see things clearer than if you've got the wider view. This is an interesting lens, isn't it, as you can see. This is a Fresnel lens. This one has got the fixation cross. You can see the lines going across and down. And here we have the slit. And finally we have the green lens. Now moving on, I've got 2 versions of these lenses. So the minus lens, that's a -1 and a -0.25. So you'll see the minus is across here, and it's clearly written on the lens itself. So you've got plus at the bottom. So if you're checking somebody's vision to see if it's any better, you would go, is it better with number 1 or number 2? You can turn it around so they can't see what's what, and it's number 1, which is the minus, or number 2, which is the plus. And with these, the minus is the red, the plus is the white. Again, turn it over, minus or plus, which is better. That should give you a clearer insight as to what the lenses are in the trial frames and the trial frames, etc. Right, I'm going to measure the trial frames and show you how they work. So what we've got here, this measurement, this is a 52 PD trial frame. It's a nice green colour. You'll notice it says 52, so I haven't got to guess which is which. So what I want to do now is measure from the pupil, from the centre of the bridge to the edge of the lens, and that comes out at 56. Sorry. So I'm just going to measure from the bridge to the edge of the lens, and that comes to 50, 52, if I move it slightly. And then we come on to the next trial frame. This is a 54, and you put, again, the measurement is there, and that comes to 54. We're coming on to now the orange one, and that is 56. I'll just give a quick demonstration now on how to use it. So you would have a lens which would slide into here, and that is a spherical lens. We then put in a sill. Now the sill is something that can be moved. You turn this dial and you see the lines on the lens, so you can put that, in this case that's 120 degrees, and then you've got a gap here to put anything extra, for example the prism. Now, looking at the chart, as I move this prism around, whoops, let's try another one. So put the prism in, as I move the prism around, it changes the direction of the item. But the main reason for that slot at the back is for the reading ad. So we'll presume this patient is a 250 ad. You place that in the back, and that now has got the sill, the sphere, and then the reading ad at the back. So if we go on and measure up now, so we've got a 60 PD in a blue frame, a 62 in a blue frame, 64 PD in a yellow frame, 66 in an orange, and then a 68 and a 70 PD frame in the purple. So if we get the green 52, you can see how much difference there is in that. So we move on to the other types of lenses. These are when somebody's got a pair of glasses on, if they're saying I can't see very well, you can use these to help. So these are some of what I call the modern ones. So what we've got a +1, a +1 and a -1. So this lens here is -1 and that lens is +1. So we'd put that across in front of the glasses. Is it better with that one or with that one? That one or that one? Or are they about the same? Now you'll notice I've got another one here. This is the older type, and obviously being made of metal, so your white dot is your plus and your red dot is your minus. So this is an 025, so is it clearer with that one or that one? This one or that one? Or is it better without? I hope that gives you a little bit of an insight into how the trial lenses are actually put together. Thank you.